And fall in, my fellow scout troopers, for a long overdue 4v4 Napoleon Total War 3 battle replay today, sent to me by Drusko. So thank you very much, Drusko, for the replay. He's a veteran of Napoleon Total War 3, and if you're on his opposing team, be very careful. He knows his stuff, and he'll probably beat you to a pulp if you make a mistake. So yeah, be watchful for that. Now, I think he might be UK-Portugal, but if he's not, we'll clarify that at the end. Now, as I said, he's UK-Portugal. We have on his team Osmanli UK, we have the Hellish Roman Reich, or the Holy Roman Empire. We have their opponents today, which is the North France affair. As per usual, we cannot tell the flags. Looks like we've got two UK-Portugal armies here today. So, the French forces here have their work cut out for them. UK-Portugal is one of the best factions in Napoleon Total War 3. Probably a little bit biased, but they do have a lot of units that are squarables. A lot of the units are fairly accurate in terms of the ability to shoot their enemy per volley. Usually pretty high stats compared to most factions. Their cav is lacking compared to most other factions, so their weakness is probably cav in my opinion. But in terms of infantry, I think they have some of the best infantry in Napoleon Total War 3. Now, there is a 3-pointer in the center, and there aren't many other houses that are assigned points. I see a 2-pointer there to the east, and the rest might just be 1-pointers. I think we can just assume that for now. So, if you guys want to see your own Napoleon Total War 3 replay featured here on this channel, or any other battle from any other Total War game, you can send it to my email at scoutsofentertainment@gmail.com. You can post it to me directly on Discord. You can join my Discord server, Scouts Reconnaissance, be part of our community and post it there, or also arrange battles with other YouTubers or other Napoleon Total War 3 players, or Total War players in general. I'm rambling a little bit here. And, geez, there is a fourth option there, and I know what it is. But make sure you can tag me in the replay post on the Napoleon Total War 3 Lords Discord as well. So, after that tongue-tied affair, we got UK, Portugal, and Roman Empire's cav dangerously approaching some French forces which are supported by infantry close by. Yeah. I suppose, as I said before a long time ago, there was one of the best features, I think, of this new update is that you cannot tell which of your enemies are squarables and which ones are not. So you kind of are throwing the dice every time you charge an infantry unit, because either they are squarable and you can charge into them because the player is not paying attention, or it's too late, or they do form a square when you charge into them and your cav is cut down pretty much where they stand. You know, UK, Portugal, and Roman Empire's infantry are approaching, but they're a little ways off here, and the cavalry has to pull back. They are kind of obviously take on them. They've got skirmishes also nearby. Oh no, these aren't skirmishes. These are cav. For some reason, they look like skirmishes from a height, I suppose. Now, skirmishes 2 guys are pretty darn accurate. They are a force to be reckoned with, and if you can take them out, what are they doing? These guys here are standing in range of being shot. Oh, pull back. Oh, they did take cover in the galley. But they did take 5 casualties. So, at that range, with that many rifles pointed at them, firing, 5 is losing is not that bad. 5 losses. The galley protected them quite a bit. Now, Roman Empire probably should not be fighting here. There's too many trees in their way. They can't charge 4. If they try to charge quickly, that unit will just get caught in trees. This unit probably too will get caught in the trees, and any charge bonus will be negated. And if they're of lower quality, which they are, they're mid-tier quality. But if these French cav here, if they're heavy to elite, well, these guys here, I think they're going to be mid-tier as well. Looking at them, looking at their vests, not seeing any armor. These are lancers, so they'll be light cavalry. Also useless here in this specific area. The trees here are a hazard for Lancer cavalry. Shouldn't be anywhere near trees. So if I'm the Roman Empire right now and I have skirmishes in the area, I want to put my skirmishes here in the trees next to my cav, just in front of my cav. That way they can take out the cavalry as they stand here. If they try and charge, well, the trees will slow them down. And your cav is just here to charge in as well. Now, bringing the skirmishes up probably is a good idea. But here is not, I think, place them, if he's going to place skirmishes, he's placed them at a good spot where they are right now. But he obviously doesn't want to get too far forward, too far further in the trees here, because the spacing between the trees makes me think the Cav can get a good charge on him. It's only when the trees become more dense, like here for example, that the charge is affected. Now, where to fight, where to fight, where to fight? Roman Empire is actually leaving his ally, he's moving away from him, which means UK Portugal is confident that he can handle these guys on his own with Roman Empire's cav, but again, they can't use a cav in that area. I don't know why he's still there. French cav is moving up with their infantry, but they shouldn't be able to attack, especially with the trees there, as I keep pointing out. Looks like we had a bit of a tit for tat over here. With a little strike force. Well, not lancers, I believe. Some Cavaliera. Mid-tier cavalry, not too bad. Skirmishers here, okay, the skirmishers copped the charge from the cav, that's what happened, okay. Yeah, so there are three main targets for cavalry: general, artillery, and skirmishers at the start of a battle. Those are the primary threats to their army. Taking out enemy cav is tricky. Mali here seems to have taken the town, setting up perimeter. It's a bit spaced, but there are no threats here to the north, no, to the southwest, down the road here. But given the French has their forces here, you'd think the army will be approaching soon. We've got a 6-pounder here, with a not too bad view of the valley below. The French have a great position here on top of the hill. They can pretty much target any of Osmali's forces at will. The hill here does offer the infantry some protection, so they are pretty much okay where they are. I would advise, of course, moving further forwards, like to the crest of the hill here. That's when it's open season for the enemy artillery on them. But where they're standing right now, they're good. Right now, it's just sort of the teams are trying to draw each other in. We've got two units here moving up. The only reason they're doing that is because obviously they're squarables and they're confident they can handle themselves in the event the cav charges at them. But with enemy infantry coming in, it's probably a good idea they pull back. I mean, it's okay to advance on cav with squarables alone, but as soon as lots of infantry comes into the mix, and you don't have cav nearby to support yourself, you've got to pull back. Because what's just going to happen is cav's going to harass the infantry. Infantry's going to move up behind the cavalry. This unit's here stuck in squarables. They're being fired upon by a unit in full formation, and they're just going to get wrecked by attrition, you know. I don't know why this French guy's testing the waters. It's a rule of thumb, really, when you see UK Portugal at the very least, that all the units there can basically form a square, so you should always have that mindset going in when you're thinking about charging them, you know. Alright, so it looks like we've got a full engagement over here. Drusco starting us off. The bulk of his army is swinging to the right. France here has to move forward. They have to maintain their left flank. These guys here need to link up with their forces, otherwise they're going to get outflanked by Drusco. These King German Legion, these two units here should immediately move towards these houses and start firing on the flank of the French here. At the same time, these other four units move to secure their own units here. They act as a rear guard for these two, because they're going to have their backs facing these ones here. Okay, so Roman Empire just moved this direction to move through the trees. Okay. So far, it really looks like we've got the coalition forces relying on the trees here to act as a buffer between the French forces so they don't get outflanked on either side. There's a huge gap between them. The French could theoretically move through here and begin outflanking either side, but their progress will be slow moving through the trees, and you know, if they try to do that, the coalition forces will see them and probably pull back immediately. And he's got 56 skirmishers here. These guys have decent range, as most skirmishers do these days, 125, and I think their accuracy is like 38. So, yeah, that's insane. Well, France has the forces in the area. Oh, they're going to charge straight in. Oh, these are detachments, they're not grenadiers. And although they've got the drop on the French forces, they obviously don't have them around to stay in the fight. We've got some grenadiers. Oh, okay, we do have some grenadiers though coming around this way. Backed up by cavalry. Looks like these guys here are going to try and charge through the streets, or at least it looked like it. Okay, France should lose this battle coming. Yeah, this happens. I don't know why it happens, but when Cav charges through the streets, we sometimes get a bit jittery. So, Drusco wins over here. I better switch to UK Portugal in case it's not Drusco. Squirrel unit here has not got out of formation. A little bit too slow. He's going to lose this unit for sure now. And let's just have a view of the battle. UK forces advancing. They're pretty confident. France is going to hold the line, at least for now. What the? I have no idea what happened there. We'll find out in a second. Let's see if we just lower the camera a little bit, see if it helps with the jittering. No, it's not helping. That's a shame. Would have been a good shot, they weren't flashing. Okay, so their own artillery is shredding their own infantry. UK's pulling out before the job is done. Go ahead to the other side soon, but I think we're at a pivotal moment here on this flank. Ooh, what happened there? Oh, French cav holds on. England pulls out. While they're still in the fight. Oh, because they've got more cav coming in, that's why. We've got infantry units here moving up. Keeping the cav at bay. We've got the Roman Empire here doing a strike on the enemy general. No, they didn't take out the general. But the troops are attacking. Let's do a sky view to see what's going on. Okay, so France is being compressed on both sides here. It's not looking too good for them. They've got to find some way to sort of stop the enemy from surrounding them. They've got to try and reform and stretch their lines, keep the enemy in front of them as best they can. Or at the very least, this player performs like a protective action while all these units here start moving towards their teammates on the other side, you know? Kind of like a retreat. And as they retreat, the units from this player here, starting from the left to the right, starts, you know, leapfrogging each other. They start peeling off and all head this direction. And this player over here, this other French player, he could form some units here to keep the Roman Empire busy while he retreats behind him, you know? They're kind of trying to figure out how to get out of there. If they stay there, I think they're dead. And over here, we haven't seen too much action. Both the players over here, oh, it looks like we've got the French starting to really engage, I suppose, on Mali as we speak. UK Portugal, his opponent has not really engaged him at all. He's just sort of keeping his distance from now, just sort of sending in a couple of units here and there to try to test the waters.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
And since they're going to come at him with inferior numbers, UK Portugal should advance and crush him. Now, if he's retreating like that, obviously be wary, it could be a trap to draw him out. That's why he probably should have just moved forward with skirmishes and cav. Sort of hammer him as he retreats. See how far he decides to retreat. And as I said, all quiet on the eastern front. That artillery is pretty close. I think we're seeing canister shot there. Down by 4. 5. Oh, so far as Mali's protecting their rear over there. Meanwhile, Roman Empire is really getting in their faces here. You can't get much closer than that, short of a bayonet engagement. They're trying to retreat, but at this range, there's pretty much no point. So many fell there. It says they're walking, not fighting just yet. These guys break? Yeah, they broke. Okay. Well, only lost 3 skirmishes here, but got themselves in a vertical column. Not really ideal. You get maybe half the unit firing in a column formation like that.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Well, France is trying to reform. Could be initiating a counterattack here. You got these 3 units here firing and trying to protect the flank of their friendly. Strange is just walking into combat. You'd think he'd be charging. Well, that plan failed. It looked like it might have succeeded at one point, but no, it failed. We have a cavalry unit here that ran through the English lines. Oh no, they broke. I thought they didn't break at the time. Roman Empire almost outflanked the French. Still can. Oh, come on, fire. Yeah, good. Oh, I don't think he's going to bayonet charge. I thought it would be better if he fired. Maybe I'm just being picky. Roman Empire has him. And meanwhile, the French are being surrounded by UK Portugal's forces. The general is also around here somewhere. As long as the general lives, the troops will stand tall for longer. Come on, Micka. Alright, this brings about the end of the French pretty much over here. Nice victories there from Roman Empire and UK Portugal. Osmali now is in the full engagement. UK Portugal's attack is also stepping up a bit. France's approach is very strange. He's trying to do some sort of concave formation about a force that has a line farther, well, much farther than his own. I mean, UK Portugal has a lot more troops lined up here, easily can outmaneuver the concave. This infantry unit here comes a brutal charge, but managed to do enough damage to break these guys as they slam straight into them. The skirmishers here need to form themselves up a little bit better, just so they got a better angle. We've got 3 skirmishers here. Should be a cakewalk. UK smells blood. They're moving in. Enemy General fallen. Thundernaut. Unlucky Thunder. Okay, I didn't actually say this before, but Brusco's teammates were Cringe, Kringle, Random, and Skull Osis. Their opponents today are Solo Tank, Kez, Thundernut, and RFLA. Apologies, guys. I usually always do that. So let me know in the comment section below what you think went wrong here for the French. I mean, if you look at the coalition, most of their forces here are still intact. It's like the French were throwing rocks at them, and the coalition forces were just boulders. The rocks were just bouncing off them. I mean, most of the factions here left are still looking pretty healthy. The French just couldn't make a dent, it would seem. Over here, I would say I'll put that up to France sort of approaching the attack against Portugal in a very mismatched fashion. Like, there was no unison in his army. He was attacking a couple of units here, a couple of units there, some cab over here. There was no uniformity. There was no way for him to strike from a position of strength. He just had gaps in his line. It was just weakness in his attack, unfortunately. But, you know, live and learn. Take my comments with a grain of salt, of course. This is kind of a standoff. I'm not really seeing any outcome from this firefight for a little while, unless the status quo changes, which it should change soon. In fact, we got a unit here, spare UK Osmali unit, just sitting here, where it could be just skulking through the streets, coming out behind their enemy. Yeah, bayonet charging them or shooting them straight in the back or the flank. Who holds that building? Osmali. Oh, 89, so it's almost gone. Yeah, this particular building to capture is a real bitch. Excuse the language, but it is a real pain in the ass. There's like one small door they can come through. It has good cover as well. $99. Save your men. Get him out of there, mate. Alright, Osmani got that unit. He's moving it towards his opponent, but his opponent now is ready for him. There we go. Rest in peace, guys. Almost likely pieces. Roman Empire and the other UK Portugal army are on the approach, but there's still 5 minutes out. This other UK player just really needs to press forward and annihilate his enemy. There isn't much left of him. In fact, UK Portugal should be the one to charge with their cav to take out their artillery on the hill. At the same time, he sends a large detachment of his army that direction to clean up enemy forces in the area, along with the cav. The artillery is at a nice angle. Looking at that, that looks like a 12-pounder. And these ones here, I'll chalk that up to maybe 6. Yeah, they're slightly smaller over here. Alright, they're loading up. I'm just trying to spot before these rounds. Whoa, it blew up a building. I'm thinking, you idiots, that was my house. You're supposed to kill the troops, not destroy my house. We destroyed a few buildings. The French really want this town. And they really don't like the church. Or the town hall. It looks like a church.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest awhile.
Alright. The start of this player's doom, the French player, begins here. With the arrival of the Holy Roman Empire. The artillery is hammering their positions, but they are still advancing. Looks like Osmani here lost his best cav. Osmani's bayonet charging him. Can't see too much. Oh, we got some cav in the distance there. Roman Empire form pike. And France is just throwing his units in at this point. Roman Empire struggling to hold the pike formation. It was touch and go for them for a while. They managed to hold on. Here surrounds the French forces. Osmani here, he's mainly being wiped out. He tried to end things by himself, but it looks like he needed to wait for his teammates before he finally committed. He committed too early. They're really determined to finish off that unit. Now guys, you got a couple of enemy there to your left. There you go. The Osmali General here. Infantry, damn, no cav. What the UK Portugal cav? What are they doing? Move towards the artillery, try and take it out. His own army's pretty exposed to that artillery position. Oh, Osmali isn't wiped out. He's just greatly diminished. And going after the general. Is he dead?
We have killed their general.
There you go.
Now they must break.
Alright, Kez. This will give us the last player standing. And pretty much all his army has collapsed. Let's probably get to the final battle on the building, on the hill here, sorry. You got a brave little bunch of French skirmishers here, moving up. Or is that artillery? Almost looks like it was artillery. Okay, looks like the artillery was eliminated at some point, I just didn't see it. Still, well done to Drusko and his team on their victory today. Drusko 2,102, nicely done mate, living up to your reputation. Cringe Kringle here 1208, Random 823, Scully Osis 771, Solid Tank here 747, Care 7080, Thundernaut 398, and Ruffler 247. Unlucky guys, but you know, always next time. We have over here Francesco Marino, the C4 Cavalry, the Cavalleria 460, nicely done. King Jim's Legion 256, and another cavalry unit, a little slightly different of course, 204. Light Dragoons here 179, so Drusko's cap absolutely killing it. You really made me look bad, man. I said that one of the weaknesses of the England was their cav, and yet you smashed them with it. I need to rethink my comments. Over here we have Leo 137, 130, second foot guards 117, and those whose units here range from 89 to probably zip, but still admirable performance there from most of the army. Thank you to Drusko for sending me the replay. Once again guys, if you want to see Rome Total War replay featured here on this channel, there is my email at scoutsoфentertainment@gmail.com. You can send it to me directly on Discord. You can join my Discord server Scouts Reconnaissance and post it there. Or you can simply tag me on the replay you post on the NTW3 Lords Discord as well. This is Micka from Scouts of Entertainment signing off. Goodbye, my fellow Scout Troopers. Catch you in the next Total War battle.